Hello everyone and welcome to Corey Loses, where today we are beginning a new playthrough as the New Republic in Star Wars Empire at War Forces of Corruption, the Thrawn's Revenge Imperial Civil War 2.2 pre-alpha build. For those of you who are new to the channel, I am Corey, I am the lead developer of Thrawn's Revenge, so as we go through the playthrough I'm going to be talking a little bit about what's coming up in this version, what's still to be done, sort of what goes into making the mod, and answering any questions that come up in the comments. So if you do have any questions, just leave them there, and I will answer them either in the comments or bring them up in the videos as stuff to talk about. So, like I said, we are going to be playing as the New Republic in this playthrough. We're going to be playing in the Bacta War GC here. It's an Era 1 GC. We're going to play on hard. And yeah, so this is the last major faction playthrough we're going to be doing. We've done all the other factions so far except the Duskin League, who we will be doing on, just going to do the Black Fleet Crisis GC as its own stream. So in the description there is a link to a poll. There's a straw poll for what we're going to play next. We will be doing an Era Progressive GC, so something like Art of War or Imperial Civil War, and I'm going to let you guys pick the faction we're going to do that as. So I put in all the different options except the Duskin League because we're going to be doing them in the stream, then I don't want to do them right after it. So any of the other 7 factions you can choose from, and we'll see what wins. So yeah, so make sure you vote on that if you have not already, and I guess we will get into it. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I feel like there was something else I wanted to bring up before we started, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So yeah, just keep in mind... Oh, that loaded faster than thought. So this is Wedge Antilles of Rogue Squadron. We've managed to secure Coruscant, Commander, but the Empire appears to have unleashed some kind of virus targeting non-humans. We're trying to quarantine the problem, but it's getting out of hand. General Kraken is getting the Vratics established on Borleias to look into a cure. So we need to research a cure for the Krytos virus on Borleias. So part of the reason I wanted to play this particular GC as the New Republic, it is an Era 1 one. It's based on some of the X-Wing books, but there are some extra story missions that go into it. These are still in progress. For 2.2, we're mostly just focusing on like the galactic level events, and we're not doing any more tactical missions, kind of like what we did with the Katana missions just yet. That's going to be fleshed out a lot more in 2.3. So for this playthrough, we sort of research up to the virus, or up to the cure. We'll have to do a few different missions, and it'll go from there. I don't even know if there's a reward for it quite yet. It was all put in a little while ago, and there's still some work to be done, because keep in mind this is still a work in progress, but we just wanted to show off a little bit of what's going on with some of the galactic level missions that we're going to be trying to put into 2.2. We're trying to put in as many as we can, but there are 20 GCs and up to 8 playable factions in each one, so you come up to like 70 to 80 actual GCs, so there's a lot of missions we have to put in. We're trying to basically get the main storyline of each GC set up for this release, and then we'll flesh it out more as we go for each one that's applicable. But the other thing before we start is that, just like in the Shadowhand campaign, I am going to be naming ships after patrons. So these are the patron ships we have right now. I put them all on Fondor. We have Stalwart Squadron, the X-Wing Squadron. We have Admiral Nemrith Knights in the MC-40A. We have Ticonderoga the Dreadnought. We have Relena the MC-80. We have Phoenix the MC-80. We have Tyrant Spain and Rebel 2 the MC-80Bs. And we have Shunin Shark Tank the MC-80 Home 1 type. So for anyone who wants to get a ship of their own added into the campaign, there's a link in the description to the Patreon page. It's just to recognize the patrons who support the channel. So there's a link with all the different ship types for each patron reward tier, and if you're interested in that and you want to become a patron and get a ship named after you in the playthrough, it's just something I'm trying to do to help recognize the patrons who make it possible for me to work on this stuff as much as I do. So with that, we'll get straight into it. There's a lot that's gone on since the last GC playthrough we've done started, so I'll try to talk about that as much as I can as we go here, but I do want to actually get into it. So what do we want to start off by doing? Brental and Coruscant's probably going to be in trouble, so let's get an ion cannon there. We'll get some Golans there. The ability that was suggested in the comments, was it Chris that suggested, or Josh? But someone was asking about making Golans rotate, so we've got that ability in now. As you can see here, we've changed the structure display. It'll tell you which planet's selected, and once we have a structure in space, it'll start listing the structures that are there. Just as a cleaner way. In 2.1, you had to open the story objectives, and it'd tell you what's on the planet when you were zoomed in, or you had to zoom in for it to display. So we figured this was a much cleaner way to do it. But which area do we want to focus on first? I kind of want to grab Pakrik Minor, so let's get this in here, and we'll use our patron fleet for that. But let's get that going on, and we need some mines, so we'll get those as well.
Building started.
But one of the other things I've done between... Ooh, that's not what we want at all. You're gonna have to run. But one of the things that I was working on between the Shadow Hand campaign and this one is going through all the ground maps and swapping them out. So we're re-adding some vanilla ones, we're re-adding some older mod ones. There are some new maps that Rogue Leader, our new mapper, has made and converted for the mod. We're also converting some of the base game like story and skirmish maps. So we're about at the point where each map is only used on 1 or 2, sometimes 3 planets, and our goal is to get it down to like only a maximum 2 planets per map, since we now have someone actually working on new maps. And I kind of want to make one myself in a stream at some point. So I guess we won't be doing that. Fondor's now vulnerable, but we should be able to go take Borleias, or not? Is that Borleias? No, it's not Borleias. It's Corulag. So let's go do that. We're relatively built up, which is why we're making so little money, because we have a ton of ships and we're paying the upkeep on them. So we're going to have to work on building up some mines, but I want to get at least one more planet in here. I was hoping to unite a bit more of our territory, just to bring it all together and make us a bit safer, but we're going to have to worry about getting attacked by Azard at Fondor probably now, because we got our defense forces are now in the core.
Choose your reinforcements.
So we'll have to be careful I don't get all the patrons killed at once. I can rebuild them, so it won't be the end of the world, but I don't think anyone's going to appreciate it if I get them killed. I've still been thinking more about doing a challenge mode where I just name a bunch of ships and heroes after patrons and subscribers. Like I just post a video, whoever wants a ship gets a ship, and then however many ships we get from the comments, I have to beat a GC in the like single planet start style. As
the enemy.
I'm not sure why this map has a Golan down there. It's kind of weird.
Ready for orders.
But let's
coming around.
Reinforcements
Right away.
cancelled. Reinforcements cancelled.
On my way.
get it like
Forward.
this.
Heading for coordinates.
Just seems like it would be a fun kind of challenge mode. So
Consider it done. Proceeding to location. Cruiser standing by.
you know what, this fleet might actually, if we just add a couple more of the ships from Coruscant, we might be able to take down Azard. But we've got to save up for the Real Core, which is what you use. It's the first step of getting the Kratos Cure. So that's 10,000 credits, and it takes about 5 minutes to build. So we're going to be saving up and working towards that. I just want to go through the storyline. There's some stuff like, there's some heroes that you unlock as you go right now, but it's just, I don't know if there's an actual reward for actually finishing. I'm not sure if we were planning to make it so that's how you beat this GC, by completing the Cure as the New Republic. Because we are trying to think of some different ways to complete GCs instead of just having them all be like pure kill all the enemy GCs. But let's start sending some of these guys over there. So we've got Phoenix, Tyrant Spain, and Relena that are just going to go take care of this Golan 1. If we get attacked on a planet that has one of our own Golans, then I'll be able to use that ability to turn them. Pox actually just finished it, if not last night, then the night before. So I haven't actually used it yet, but I trust Pox. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing. He wouldn't have lied to me.
Tracking the ion cannon.
Rendezvous at Mark.
Okay, let's get some B-Wings down, and I guess the X-Wings to help with that.
Calling for me, sir. Right away.
Copy. Take out their guns.
So obviously one of the things that still needs to be done as far as maps go is going through and playing with the markers, putting the markers where they're supposed to be, like moving this guy up here, but also making it so some of the maps where the starting positions are really close to the defending forces positions and you like come out of hyperspace getting attacked. We want to eliminate some of that.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's going to be incredibly tedious, so none of us are looking forward to doing it. And it'll be like one of those things that we're doing in the last phases of testing.
Yes, Commander.
But as you probably noticed when we were selecting the GC, it looked like a very sparse list. That's because the testing phase has already begun, and we're giving the GCs over to the testers 1 or 3 at a time, 2 to 3 at a time. So there's some that we've locked out just so that we make sure that certain things get tested before everything gets distributed to the rest of the mod. So that also means that we are slowly increasing the number of testers we have. There's a thread on the forums at thrawnsrevenge.com/forums where people can sign up for that. Keep in mind though, if you do go for that, we're only looking for a limited number of people because we have to manage everything. And it's not just about getting the mod early. It's not like a beta for other games like the Battlefront 2 beta, where by that point you've sorted. The companies have sorted out most of the bugs. They're looking for a lot more like very specific, like anything that huge amounts of games would show them that smaller amounts wouldn't. Stuff with like server loads and anything like that. Whereas we are still very much in the development process and looking for feedback on that kind of thing. So. Testing is not anywhere near as enjoyable as it may sound. It's not just getting the mod early. It's like testing and retesting, playing and replaying stuff to the point where it essentially stops being fun, and you want to take a large break from it after it's actually released. So if you're not really interested in doing that kind of thing, we definitely suggest waiting for the actual release of the mod. Yeah.
They're falling back.
Alright, so no losses there, that's perfect. We do have a lot of V-Wings. Our ground garrisons aren't terrible. So we should be able to grab some of these guys. I'm going to grab Han as well.
Construction complete.
Over here. There's still some work that we're doing on some of the units and buildings, but
Construction
or not
complete.
units, the units and heroes that hasn't been completely finished yet. But
Vehicle
I still want to do a lot of changes to the ground balancing for
building under construction.
for most New Republic stuff, especially. Their tanks just always felt kind of off to me.
Cores
So that.
plotted.
Where do we have anything that's higher value? No. It might even be worth
Construction
selling
complete.
off some of our space units. Or killing them off, trying to kill Izzard. So, I think we're actually good here,
Construction
though.
complete.
Yeah, they're close to building up and filling up everything. Because I did test it beforehand.
Tactical
Whatever the
battle
issue...
imminent.
That's not good. Wow. Okay, they're not messing around. Well, there's nothing we can do there. We don't have ships.
Constructing unit.
This is, I think, the base game phono map again? Yeah.
Tactical battle imminent.
Alright, so the idea to maybe sell off some ships so we can get a higher income, not a good one. Let's not do that. But I don't think I've mentioned this yet. The schedule for these videos, like usual, will be Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. I've been thinking about doing it every other day. Once the Awakening of the Rebellion playthrough that we're doing ends, it might get bumped up to every other day, and then
Yes.
I don't know if we'll have another EAW playthrough going at the same time.
Got it.
We've
So we'll have to
secured
see.
a
I'm here,
build
sir.
pad.
But one of the other things,
Secured
actually,
a
since
build
we're here...
pad.
Do I not have a sensor array? Why do we do this? Why did we do this? This is terrible.
Turret
I want the sensor array.
constructing.
Ready.
Anyways,
Moving out.
that needs to change.
Heading out. Affirmative.
But
Yes, sir.
Construction
T2B
complete.
over.
Yeah, so I'm
On
thinking
it,
about
sir.
doing...
Right, sir.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
On our way, sir.
Well, we need to check out the infantry. That's one of the things
Reporting
that
in.
we're still working on, so that
Ready to roll.
any of the weirdness from having
Right
them
away.
in these sort
Roger
of
that.
squads doesn't
T2B,
make it to
copy. There they
release. There's still some
What can I
wonkiness
do?
we're trying to sort
Will
out from
do.
that. But also, yeah. So once the AOTR playthrough finishes, I've been considering just doing one Empire at War playthrough on the channel at a time, and having other series
Armor
go on at
ready.
the same time, just sort of a bit more
Course
variety,
plotted.
and because it
Following
makes
your
it
lead.
easier to
On it,
follow
sir. Heading out.
one EAW
Almost
series
there.
instead of multiple. But yeah, we'll have to see.
Ready
So
to
at that point, it
roll.
may go up to like just every other day, and whatever days those fall on,
Roger
and
that.
when the videos will be posted. But I'll talk about that more if it actually occurs.
All right, men. Take cover. Form up.
They're gonna start with
I've
so
got 'em in
few
my
units,
sight.
it might be possible to do
And in
this.
charge. I'll follow your lead. Weapons ready.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work out well for you.
Adjusting navicomputer.
Let's see if we can grab some turrets here.
We've secured a build pad.
Targeting enemy.
Turret
See what these
constructed.
rapid fire turrets will do for
Turret
us.
constructed.
Awaiting order.
We are losing a lot of our units, but we're gonna lose this planet anyways.
Construction
Target
complete.
in range.
Unit destroyed.
What the? Is that something that's in the base game, or is that... I've never been
Copy.
sure.
Ready.
Alright, well let's
Turret
build more of it.
constructing.
I copy.
Construction
Main cannon
complete.
charge. Following your lead. Attack.
Unit destroyed.
Alright, well we had a good
Awaiting orders.
run.
Destroyed.
Reporting.
Unit destroyed.
At your
We've
service.
secured a build pad.
Yes, sir.
Turret
Nope, that's not what I wanted at all.
Copy. Yes, Commander.
We've secured a build
Okay.
pad.
No, I did it again. Oh my god. It's awful. Facepalm.
Construction complete.
Alright, let's do this
Turret
properly this
constructed.
time.
Moving ahead.
Construction complete.
Alright,
Turret
You-
has been sold.
you.
We've secured
Reporting.
a build pad. Turret constructed.
It has been so
Ready.
long since I've actually played through a GC as a New
Construction
Republic.
complete.
Advance. I'll follow your
Construction
lead.
complete.
Heading out, sir. T2B over.
Alright. And obviously, haven't pointed it out yet, but we've made some changes to the
We've
UI.
secured a build
For the
pad.
Imperial Remnant, we went with
Turret
the
constructing.
Star Destroyer
Turret
bridge style, which
constructing.
wouldn't really work for the New Republic. But I kind of felt like the 2.1
Construction
sort of
complete.
glossy black style. It looked like it was the same style as the Mon Calamari bridge in Revenge of the Sith, or not Revenge of the Sith, in Return of the Jedi,
T2B, copy.
except
I
for
copy.
it was black instead of white. So I did some recoloring on it, obviously, and I'd still rather
Target.
get another one made for them, but I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. I feel like
Forward. We're right behind.
one of our goals with some of the UI changes in 2.2
Guarding the ring.
was just to make it
Attacking.
less depressing. So like we brightened up the galaxy map a bit more, we brightened up the UI for both factions, and I feel like this accomplishes that. Like you keep the dark tones for the unit icons in the back so that stuff stands out properly against it, but the white surrounding on it, the white glossy bits around it, for me at least, it makes me less depressed when I'm playing, and I don't want to be depressed when I'm playing, so
Waiting
that can't be a bad thing.
Enemy bombardment is ready.
These turrets are just
This way.
super OP.
Over here. Yes, sir. For the Alliance.
This has to be one of the things that Code did for
Let's go
the
out.
FX mod, which
Come on,
was
advance. Take cover.
a mod made by
Rebellion.
like our lead
Go forward.
artist, I guess you could call him, Dr. Knickers, where it was basically just the Thrawn's Revenge effects changes as their own standalone mod. It was like the original versions of it, and there were some other units that were added for the existing factions. This was almost 10 years ago now, too. Alright, I think it's over. And so some of those changes were actually incorporated into ICW, like some of the units. See, there we go. So it shows you what's in the orbit of the planet there. One of the things that's actually going to be coming up in this playthrough that I forgot to finish before this episode was the XQ platform and the Empress station. We're going to be able to build as 2 new defensive stations for the New Republic. So whenever I get them rigged and coded, they'll be on here. We'll be able to use them, and we'll see what goes on with that. But I'm very concerned about all this. Kashyyyk. Let's move these ships up from Kashyyyk to Commodore.
Construction
so I never mentioned this earlier, but we have Zinj up here, and we have the Imperial Remnant down here. So basically, if I'm not, I might get the story backwards, but the plot of the books with the Bacta War was that the New Republic as a whole was concerned about Zinj, but the like Rogue Squadron and some other people within the New Republic were more concerned about stuff that Isard was doing. Yeah, I might have that backwards. I'm pretty sure that's correct. This is what happens when I don't go in with notes. But so they ended up the Wedge ended up taking some action. Like they sort of did a guerrilla warfare campaign to stop the Krytos virus, and we're acting in non-official capacities. Let's get some trade ports up.
Constructing.
Brenta, let's
Building
do
under
that as
construction.
well. Just wherever we can, we'll pop up some of these guys.
Constructing. Beginning construction.
That'll really help our income.
Building under construction.
So we need Telesia and Jindine.
Construction complete.
Okay, the Borleias fleet we'll put at Coruscant. And let's actually just go in for Corulag now. Of course, they build the turbo lasers right before we do this.
Invasion
I took too long talking about nothing. Alright, so this is the Corulag map.
Standing by.
Choose
So it is
your
now pretty much
reinforcements.
just on Corulag. I don't like how big it
Right
is.
away.
So that'll
En route.
I'd like to just edit it down so maybe
Captain
this
Stoller,
part and
what
parts
can we
of
do
this
to help?
area are cut off. But it is what it is right now. That's one of the main changes we're going for with
Capacity.
Ready to
art
go.
or with maps is trying to cut down the negative space and making it easier to actually
Commander,
find everything you need to destroy.
Scouting location. Executing flyby.
I know the base is up here. I just want to go and see if we can come across. I'm not sure where the power
The
gen
enemy
is,
approaching.
and I'm not sure if there is a sensor array that we can capture, because I think there might be
route.
over here.
Unit destroyed.
Moving to
Okay, that's not
coordinates.
good. Those
Roger
are just
that.
turbo lasers.
Right away.
Okay, there's a sensor node.
What's on your mind? Yeah?
Han,
Hope
you
there's a
can
cantina over there.
you can book it over
Ready,
here.
sir. Moving out. Heading out.
All right. There's another ability that's
All
going to be
out.
coming up, which isn't fully
move
in
out.
right
Let's
now,
go.
but it's the boarding ability for ships in space. We're going to have a separate video going up for that
Keep going.
at some point during the time frame of this campaign.
We're going in.
I don't know if it'll be usable when we're doing this. We just have to add the unit,
Over there.
and I'm
Ground
pretty
target
sure we
locked.
should be able to use
Ready
it,
for
but
attack.
not 100%.
When do we get paid? Great.
But like the actual scripting is pretty much done for it. It's just getting the unit in, and there's some decisions we're making about like specific use cases.
Unit
Ooh,
destroyed.
that's not good.
Copy. Attack. Fire. En route. Open fire.
We've secured
Moving to
an abandoned
coordinates.
sensor array.
Attack that target. Roger that. Attacking target. Fire at will.
Eh,
Attacking. Targeting.
okay. Looks like you're gonna live.
Firing. We're going in. Ground target locked. Ready for attack.
Just don't go far enough out that I can shoot. There you go.
Initiating sweep. Right away. Moving out. Weapons online. I've got a lock. Roger that.
Loud and clear. What's up?
Don't think there's anything else that's going to be coming up for
Form up. Attack.
our
Heading out.
V-Wing. So, oh, never
All
mind.
out. Let's move out. Let's go.
That was a
Bombing
laser
run
blast.
available.
I'll see you in hell.
Okay, bye, Han.
Bomber standing by.
Base is under attack.
Gold Squadron commencing attack. I have.
There we go. Han, you made a good sacrifice.
Awaiting orders. Fire. Open fire. Attack that target. Attacking target.
Sensor array
Fire at will.
destroyed.
Keep going.
Okay, get
this
out of here.
way. Guarding the rear. We can cover you.
The hijack ability is actually something that's going to be pretty common for the Duskin League now.
Over there.
So you'll see that a bit more
Location.
when we do the Black Fleet Crisis playthrough. But you'll be able to capture most vehicles. They'll have just a regular hijacker unit
Come on, men. This way.
they'll be able to use.
Providing backup.
Turret constructed.
Get some of those guys.
We've got your back.
Construction complete.
Come on, men. This way. Proceeding with caution.
We've secured
Turrets.
turret constructed. Construction complete.
I guess while we deal with other stuff, we can go. Let that be a thing.
Proceeding with caution.
Unit destroyed.
Oh, ATST.
Fire support ready. We've got your back.
There was what, 5 buildings? We took out 1, 2, 3. Here's 4.
Bombardment cancelled.
Okay, those are still too big. So I guess I didn't revert the changes to the New Republic bombing run like we did for the other factions. So I'll have to look at that again.
Reinforcement point contested.
Yes, Commander.
Choose your reinforcements.
Heading out, sir. Cores supplied right
At
away.
maximum unit capacity.
Armor standing by.
Bombing run available.
Ready. There they are. Keep going.
This is one of the things I was talking about with some of the bugs that are left over from trying to use infantry that can both run while firing and they're still in a squad. They still have some issues with splitting up, which makes it a bit hard to target them
Keep your eyes
sometimes.
open. Reporting. Copy. En route.
But that's
Moving
pretty much
forward.
next highest on my priority
Reporting.
list of things
Roger
that I need
that.
to fix.
Target's locked.
Reinforcement point contested.
I have visual contact.
Oh, never mind.
Attacking.
That does what it should.
We've lost a land
Just a little bit
zone.
too high of a range.
We'll assist you. Acknowledged.
Okay, we can't actually shoot those right now.
Acknowledged. We're right with you. We're right with you. Yes, sir. Right away. Moving out.
Oh wait, there's the barracks. I guess that officer academy is not a real building that we destroyed.
Will do. Yes, Commander.
We've
So yeah, this map is still one of the ones that's like
Yes.
too large. Can't
Over
do as much
there.
as you like with it. It's just so hard to get around and actually find everything.
Back up here. I've got him in my sight. For the
We've
Alliance.
lost a
Can
build
do.
pad.
Moving out.
We've secured
Right.
a build
Cannon
pad.
charge.
So I think we'll just we'll destroy the barracks and then we'll auto resolve.
We've lost a build
Targeting
pad.
enemy. For the rebellion. I'm here, sir. Can do. Armor ready.
Most of the problems seem to come in with the infantry when they're mixed
Heading out.
squads like
Got
that. So that's going to be the next thing we look at to try to solve
Roger
it,
that.
is making sure there's only one type of unit in it.
Unit destroyed.
Come on. This is why I don't like this map. I don't want to spend an hour looking around for that stuff.
Moving to coordinates.
Okay, let's bring in more of these guys.
Moving into position. Moving out.
So one of those officer academies was legitimate. They shouldn't have actually any garrisons from this.
Invasion.
So looking at what they have, it's just the officer academy and the turbo lasers. And none of those really spawn that much.
Choose your reinforcements.
Ready. Fall out.
Choose
Them over
your
here, let's get Luke,
reinforcements.
Kyle,
Adjusting
P2Bs,
navigator.
AACs.
Reinforcements en route.
I think the AACs are probably a little OP right now.
The enemy has been spotted. Firing. Let's go. We're going in.
Yes. I'll be there.
Standing by.
Uh-oh.
I'm with you. Stay close to me. They won't see anything. I understand.
Unit destroyed. Unit destroyed.
I'm here.
I didn't wait
Choose
for those to be
your
destroyed.
reinforcements. Reinforcements en route.
On
Ready to
tilt
go.
because
Commander,
I don't like the
ground
map.
target locked. Ready for attack.
Okay, now we can do that.
Let me help you.
Ready, sir. Keep going. This
Okay,
way.
now I just gotta
Over
find
there.
that officer academy.
Scouting location. Initiating sweep.
This one.
How can I help you?
Bombing run available.
Ready for orders.
We've secured a build pad.
Okay.
We've lost a build
on it.
pad.
Now let's go find
Ready for orders.
that sensor array.
Skywalker here.
No, it was over here
Understood.
somewhere.
I'm going.
We've secured an abandoned sensor array.
Okay, what do we need to kill? Not that, not that. Not you. Oh, is this it? Yeah, that's it. Tax collection agency. The other thing was just a prop.
Commander
So now we
Skywalker.
send them over
Bombardment
here.
May the Force be
available.
with me.
Even better.
The enemy has been defeated.
Okay, there we go.
Planetary control achieved.
Get a free vehicle factory.
Unit in
Lost way too
production.
much there, but
Vehicle
you know,
in
Construction
production.
complete.
that's
Unit in production.
that's just how I roll. I want to make it a challenge, right?
Construction complete.
All right, so we have
Construction
Borleias
complete.
with the trade port. Corulag will need
Construction
a
complete.
trade port there as well. Akbar, do we want to do that? Yeah, let's do that.
Construction complete.
Reporting
Since
in.
they just moved everything away from Karada, let's go in Ooh, hold on. What are they going to send here?
Construction complete.
Setting course.
See,
Tactical battle.
yeah, there's not that much here. So this will probably be the last battle for the episode, and then we'll call it there. So keep in mind, if you do want to get your name in here as a ship, and again, if you don't trust that I won't kill you, I can rebuild any of the patrons we lose. But there is that link to all the ship names, or all the possible ships and the patron tiers for them in the description.
Frigate reporting. Coordinates received. Keep your eyes open for those fighters.
Oh, raid fleet,
Frigate
too.
en route.
We've got to be careful, because home one's our only real powerhouse ship in this fleet.
Choose your reinforcements.
Complying with orders.
So let's
Orders
try to
received.
jump him in
Roger that.
here.
Reinforcements
Coordinates for setting
cancelled.
course.
Reinforcements en
Moving
route.
to destination.
Kind of worried about those Lancers, but
Advancing.
I think we should be okay. Let's get Rogue Squadron. Ooh, they have an HV gun. They have an HV gun. Sir, you need to stop.
Concentrate all fire to that target.
Roger that. I'm in range.
Beware of traps.
I'm in range. I've got my approach vector.
What do you suggest? Readying weapons.
Dreadnought cruiser ready.
Oh god.
Ready.
Fire.
Standing by. Open fire. Maximum fire.
Empire of the Hand. Okay, we need to end this before HV gun comes back.
All fire on those island catcher coming around.
Setting course.
Watch for enemy fighters.
Affirmative.
Frigate reporting. Open fire.
Copy.
We're drawing fire.
Waiting orders.
Form up. It's as good as gone.
Cruiser standing by.
I want to make that not penetrate shields.
Holding fire for maximum effect.
Come on.
Look out!
Uh-oh.
Complying with orders.
We've got them on the run.
Okay. We're not going to lose Akbar. We are not going to lose Akbar. Alright, so that almost went really badly. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. We will be back on Sunday with the second episode of the Bacta War as the New Republic here. If you enjoyed what you saw, leave a like, subscribe, comment, any of that stuff. If you have any questions about the mod, leave them in the comments, and I will either address them in the comments or in the next video I'll talk about them. I do read every single comment, even if I don't necessarily respond to them all. It's just been really hard. I've really fallen behind on being able to do that, which it's a really good problem to have, honestly. But I try to anything that's like an actual question I try to respond to. But yeah, so again, thanks for watching, and see you next time. So, bye everyone.